he might know this, but you deserve a little bit of putting me out to pasture. A little bit of my retirement story.
He sent you out back.
Oh, yeah, learn what I do.
Yeah, he sent you out back. Go ahead and put him on down.
It's not something I like to talk about in public a lot. You know,
we got a mind the game exclusive. We got an exclusive.
When he came in the league, I still felt like the big brother a little bit. You know, I still feel like, you know, I got the upper hand here, right? You know, and then he started becoming who he is, and the pendulum shifted. And so my last 2 years with the Lakers, my second game with the Lakers, I bumped knees in Dame's first game with Dame and broke my tib-fib joint on the inside where, like, it's weight bearing, it's a problem. And it's where the nerve goes. I already had nerve stuff, and I was never the same. I spent 2 years working out twice a day just to try to overcome it. So I come back my 18th training camp, and I'm like, I've been going so hard trying to get there. I had a pretty good first preseason game. Like, I can't remember what happened. Like, I think we drove home to San Diego. I had a back spasm the next morning. I was just like, oh. Then, like, I don't know, I was doing all right. And then I was like, another flare up. And it's just like my nerves were messed up. I couldn't recover. And I was like, well, I got to find out. So, like, I had a week since I'd last played. And I was like, we're playing them in preseason. I'm like, I got to find out. Like, I have to play hurt. Yeah. Can I play hurt? Or else, what's the point, right? And so we went to play these guys preseason, like Ontario, California, or somewhere. I don't even remember this. And
I remember the game.
We came,
Ontario. I knew it.
We came out. I'm guarding Steph. I think they put up like 50 in the first quarter. Maybe it was 45, but it felt like a 50 piece, right? He's running everywhere. I'm like, back is broke, everything's jacked. I couldn't have stopped him if I was 100%. And I'm like dragging around. Stevie Kerr's putting me in every action. I'm looking over at Steve like,
what the fuck, are you kidding
Stevie?
me?
I think that we know. We know.
He's over there
like,
smiling too.
They're laughing at me. Alvin Gentry over there laughing at me. Like, no, I'm just trying to see what you got. I'm like, man, literally like 4 more days of thinking on it. I was like, I think it's time. I think it's time. And that was it. I called Mitch.
Steph, you put him out of his misery. You called Mitch and said so.
My hero.
You put me out.
Oh man, that's classic.
Next thing I know, he showed up at practice, was teaching us pick and roll.
Hey, if you can't beat him,
join us.
This way and one this
way.
Yes,
sir. Yeah.
Thank you for doing this. It's our first official golf podcast.
Yeah, they heard mind the game, and they thought the game was basketball today. It was actually not. We say mind the team.
I was watching the Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, the break 50? Yeah.
Break 50. I mean, I knew you were good. I was losing my mind. I only watched half.
Yeah.
You matched him.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's being kind.
As you could, it was my first shot. I lost my mind too. There's like a little small gallery behind.
Oh, there was.
That was following us. And so I knew the whole concept. I knew it was Bryson's a week before the Ryder Cup. I'm like, all right, it's go time. And it's the best best golf I've played in my life.
And it's so funny, I was watching one of the holes. I don't know what hole it was, and you was like, I'm gonna give it a little grunt on this one. One of his drives said, and he got him on the drive. And you can, and Bryson, obviously, this is what he does.
Yeah.
Like this, he's a.
I could tell in his voice.
World. And when they got up to the ball, he was like, I think that's your ball.
Yeah.
He was like, oh man, I outdrove him. Like it was crazy.
He didn't want to give it to me.
I think one of the good parts too that I was watching too, and I think Bryson asked you a question like who was your inspirations? Like, obviously, in the game that we all love.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Steve and you mentioned Reggie, and obviously Reggie makes so much sense and it's terrifying to competitors like myself and all the competition over the years. How did that, what made you kind of watch those guys from the beginning? It's funny that I'm sitting across from you talking about the life.
So that's, I mean, we all got history in the game, playing against each other and the whole deal, but my rookie year, we played in a preseason game outside in Palm Springs at like the tennis
Indian Wells Tennis Center.
In Indian Wells. It was my first time like actually seeing him, you know, on the court, and to the point of inspiration.
Super intimidating.
just seeing him across. I still do some of your when you're in the starting line or the national anthem, the line. Like you just do like the little leg stuff. I still do it. It was like I was watching everything you did from across the court. But growing up, like I knew I was a pass first type of point guard.
Yeah.
Like my dad had to actually tell me.
Bullshit.
Nah. Call Dell Curry right now. He'd tell you they actually had to tell me to shoot more.
Was like, no,
I was
not in this house.
Not in this house. You ain't gonna be that. But I always like just loved the creativity. Being like, I felt like we had similar statures where, as a point guard, being able to handle being in the trees, getting the ball where you needed to. You saw angles that didn't even make sense. Your change of speed. You can control the tempo, got everybody involved. Like there was just something fun about that. That is the way that I, wanted to play. Fast forward to Davidson, I was a 2 guard and had to kind of expand. I there's a video of me as a 10-year-old running around with a Reggie jersey, just because I just loved his competitiveness and the way he moved off the ball. But I didn't know like that would be a huge part of my game once I got to like how am I going to actually make it to the league type vibe. But your style was like exact. I tried all the behind the back passes, this day, one-handed, left-handed, like all that type of stuff. Just seeing the floor a little differently. It felt like he was kind of the model for that. So.
Yeah. And what about your pops too? Obviously the inspiration that you saw every day, but like as your pops being a pro itself, is there anything like you took from his game, like? The quick release was crazy. Yeah. Every video you see of him, sitting in the corner, one one dribble, and then the quick release. He had the high arcing release too. Yeah. I couldn't get that, so it was like almost comparison and contrast of right. I want to be a great shooter. I want to have a quick release, but I also have to own my own form. Right. I can't really.
It has to go in at the end of the day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You got to feel comfortable with what you're doing.
But did you guys ever talk about it, like quick release?
Yeah, we talked about that a lot. When I was in high school, changing my form, I used to do like the little slingshot situation, and to the point of seeing, when I watched myself on camera, it was like, that thing looked like it take forever to get up there. But to your point, it went in. But as I got to varsity, I was like, it's probably not going, that thing's getting swatted to the 8th row.
And you was able to dissect that.
No, my dad.
Your dad, okay.
Your dad called it out as I was making that transition. I wasn't with it at first. I was, because I knew he was gonna have to break down all the fundamentals of everything that I felt comfortable with to then master like a new form.
It felt like too much.
Yeah, it was like, I don't want to do extra credit on the home. I already know the formula. Like, I got to recreate it, and it, obviously it worked.
But I feel like someone who loves shooting, shot 1 million shots, always, obsessed with it, watching you shoot. Like, I think I have a bit of a classic shot. I get it to like Klay, get into the pocket and shoot. Yeah. What I think you brought to the game, and I'd love for you to tell me I'm full of it, is you don't really stop. So like you talked about this shot as a kid, to now it's the same shot but up here. Like, I don't really feel like you stop, and if you do, it's like this split second.
Only probably on like just standard catch and shoot, where I always tell people, like, I would teach Klay's form to anybody who said, hey, how do I shoot a basketball? I would like pull up a clip of Klay. Perfect. And it's just, that's freaking perfect. 10 out of 10, no notes, right? But to your point, it helped me off the dribble because it's kind of, I'm gonna call it unorthodox, but it is a one-piece shot that no matter if you're really all the way on balance or just off, or if you got it on the right hand, left hand off the dribble, like whatever it is, I kind of can get it here quick enough that
through the zone,
and I still have all of my power. I don't lose anything through that, so that's helped me, especially at 6'3", like in the league. No matter who's in front of you, you really feel like I have a chance. As long as I get them to drop their hands a little bit, I can get it up there quick, and I don't want to have any wasted motion.
Was that by design, or was that just happened?
That's just how I shot it. There wasn't much thought to that part, other than when I was in high school doing that transformation, I guess you call it.
Because I also feel like that is a part of your range, is that you, like, instead of stopping and having to use all your legs, you're using it all in one motion. So, like, he just kept backing up. And it's like, where's this going?
And it's like a flick. Like, I got an opportunity to see it this, last summer. First time I was joining forces, I got to see it after practice every day, just like a flick. It didn't matter
Right.
You know, certain guys in our league or certain, you know, basketball players all over the world, they have to get in a certain pocket. And in order for them to even get to here or how, it's like when he touched the ball, by the time he does what he needs to here, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. It come from here, quick. Like, and that's a great question. It's like, did you learn that, or it just kind of happened? And it's like, no, it's
kind of natural.
It's kind of just naturally just happened.
Yeah. Like there's always a reset. Like summertime, when you're working on mechanics. Like my guy Brandon Payne, we'll talk about it. And if I miss 2 or 3 in a row, and you start looking, I'll know it's because I don't have the ball. Like if we're talking middle of the frame, I don't have it more middle to right. Like I'm more kind of doing that, and it's just you get a little lazy, right? But I still have to call that out. But then once you get into the game and the flow, there's not much thought to it.
But it's interesting because like necessity is the mother of invention. Like, you kind of invented something. Like you've gone on to be the greatest shooter of all time by like a long margin. Like range, accuracy, dexterity, off the move, left, right, leaning in, leaning back, like you do it all. But like I don't know if you could do that if you had picture perfect form. I'm not saying you don't, but you invented a way of going through the zone. Like you said, off the dribble, like it's up.
Yeah.
And that gave you more range, and that gave you more dexterity. Like, by the way, it's not really recreatable. I'm not telling kids, hey, it's so, you know.
But so Bruce Frazier, like we use you as an example a lot when I'm doing a breakdown drill. Like I'll do like pregame stuff or after practice stuff, where to the point of being able to get to my base, like he'll bring you up as a demonstration of like you have such a solid foundation where, you know,
get your hips down.
Get your hips down, get low, like you're feeling every part of your foot, your feet, and you're using all of that force to kind of get through.
Pushing in the ground.
And that's a foundation you have to have to then build off of that, you know, creativity and that looseness up top.
Yes.
So that's part of the natural progression of foundation to confidence to then, okay, now I can experiment a little bit. So maybe it's not necessarily a thought, it's like you hammer that down so much that now I have the ability to say, okay, what's going to help me in the game? Or if I need to stay out of the trees, I can get my range back. I got that's in there because I have this. And if I still have to go back to that well though. Like we do our stuff at the free throw line where you're doing like the spins and you got to be in balance. That's your world. Like that's what I learned.
But I also think one of the most impressive things, I know we're here to talk about a lot of things, but the most impressive thing is that you came in, 6'2", whatever, and obviously super skinny. Super skinny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, like, super skinny, fresh out of Davidson, super skinny, and obviously, our league, throughout the course of a season, flights and everything, can be taxing on your body.
Yeah.
I think one of the most impressive things that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to you is that the weight and the strength that you've put on and still being able to shoot the ball in that capacity. There's a lot of guys that we've seen come in at a certain weight or a certain, body frame, and they're told to put on weight or they're told to put on strengths, and it can affect their shot. And it's actually, there's no way it could have made it better, but shit, it seems like nothing ever changed. How was that? Like, did that worry you in the beginning? Like, oh shit, y'all tell me I got to get stronger now.
Funny story. So like my rookie year in training camp, so I came in as a shooter in the draft. Don Nelson was my coach, and going through training camp, summer league started. I think I probably shot like low 30s from three in summer league. And then you're coming into training camp, a couple months later, like still working, getting through, trying to get comfortable with where shots are coming from. And Don Nelson, he went in the weight room, because to your point, I came in 180 pounds maybe. They were trying to get me in the weight room, doing all these lifts and stuff. I'm shooting like trash in training camp like the first week. He walked in there and cussed out everybody in the room. It was like, y'all killing the shot. He's lifting too much weight. And to me, I didn't know that as a concept, because I always just wanted to get stronger. Like most of it was just vanity. Like, hey, look
better in the jersey.
All these mirrors around here, y'all telling me I gotta look like this. No, I'm trying to look like
pop. Like, give me something. But I didn't even think about it in terms of shot. I know that there's a range of like body composition that matters to making sure everything moves right. So if you're if you're doing a big transformation, it can't change how your body moves. I never thought I could get to that point, but then when he called it out, I was like, wait, are they really messing up my shot? But that balance of being able to appropriately like get your body to move efficiently, like a lot of it to me is core strength. Like if we're talking specifics, everything's about the foundation. Like how does your body move through that range where you have, you know, complete control of, you know, your movement patterns. Not necessarily like brute strength, but efficiency, right?
Stability,
for sure.
patterns. After 18 seasons of NBA travel spanning from Vancouver to Phoenix to Los Angeles, I know the importance of arriving ready to perform. That's why I'm excited about Emirates Premium Economy, which brings a whole new level of comfort to international travel. You know those cramped airplane seats? The wider leather seats in Premium Economy are the total opposite. They come with leg rests that support your entire leg, not just your feet. For someone who's dealt with back issues, the extra recline and ergonomic design make a real difference on those long-haul flights. As a 6'3" guy, I may not be the tallest in the locker room, but on a flight, sometimes that little extra space makes all the difference in getting out in one piece. When I first started traveling in the NBA, I thought the travel was exceptional, but things have evolved. And with Emirates, I'm not sure where they can go from here. The ergonomic seats, the space, the service, it all makes for an incredible travel experience. I can't get over how they handle meals up here. Real plates, actual metal silverware, and they're pouring sparkling wine like it's nothing. The entertainment screen is huge, and get this, being up front means you're not stuck waiting forever to get off the plane. Transform your next international journey with Emirates Premium Economy. Trust me, it's the MVP of travel experiences. Book your elevated experience at emirates.com/US. I want to talk about or hear about like your summer routine, your shooting routine, this legendary work ethic. But you came in the league with ankle problems. And physical therapists will tell you that the glutes, hip strength has a lot of connection to ankle stability. It takes, obviously, a lot of the pressure off the ankles. When you went through all that stuff, first of all, like, I'd love to hear, looking back, were you ever worried? Like, is this it for me? Like, am I gonna be put in this little box of can't move like I wanna move? And then two, getting that hip strength. I've heard about your deadlift strength and stuff like that. Walk us through that a little bit.
Yeah, after my second year, had my first surgery, and tell my wife, like, there was a moment in rehab, sitting in the basement of my house in Charlotte, you know, like a 3.5, almost 4-month rehab just on that, to the point where I wasn't even rolling my ankle, like landing on somebody. I was doing the one where, we catching in transition, I'm pushing off, and that thing would flip, and I look back like, what?
Drop
like
something.
Bambi legs, like literally, like, I just couldn't stay on my feet.
Wow.
And to your point about learning your body, right? Like learning how it moves, learning what.
You didn't have that problem in
muscles.
college?
No.
Do you know
I rolled my ankle one time in college, the traditional way, where I was coming down the lane, going up for a layup, and planted on somebody's foot and rolled it. That was my junior year. But I didn't really have anything coming in that was of concern. But to the point of the volume of games in the league, the you mentioned the physicality of the league, travel, all that stuff. I got weaker. I wasn't doing things to keep up with the pace. And then it caught up to me where the whole chain was compromised. And I had to learn all of that on the fly post the second surgery, because first we thought it was like, is it the shoes I'm wearing? Is it, I got those big Forrest Gump looking ankle braces that I still wear now. And you're just like, what is the problem? Why, like, I feel strong, I feel
doing everything
on my
right,
feet, I feel coordinated, but I can't necessarily get through a full season. So learning your body, learning the, like, breaking it down from the beginning of, to your point, core strength, glute strength, the entire chain that can show itself if, you know, in strength or weakness down in your ankles. And for me, like, the most boring, monotonous work you've ever done in your life, right? Every day.
The little muscles.
The little muscles, proprioception type stuff, movement patterns. And there was definitely some dark days of, one, you know, you get in this league. I remember when we came to your camp in my junior year, UNCP gave us this whole, like, freaking just speech on, y'all think y'all nice now, but y'all, when you get to the league, everything resets. Like, you have to earn your way. And I'm thinking that just means, like, production on the court. I ain't know nothing about the off the court stuff. You know what I mean? So like that was the learning curve of trying to figure out how you're going to survive in this league. And if I couldn't even be available, how do I even know, am I good enough? Can I get to that level? And there was a lot of fear and doubt in that moment, for sure. Because you feel so far away from yourself.
But especially if you know, like, I know I belong, I know my game translate, but my body is not even allowing me to get to that point. You know, so you can only imagine, like, frustration. Like, you know, like I know my work ethic, I know the work I've put in, but shit, my body is not even allowing me to even get to that, to even show what I'm capable of doing too. So definitely, for sure.
Especially those early days when you're like trying to prove yourself.
For sure.
Everyone, I belong.
You have those little moments. You have a couple good games. Like, oh yeah, I belong here.
Having said that, that struggle kind of made you who you are. Right? Like as far as the shooting, like it went up like with the strength in the hips, came the strength in the ankles. Came the dynamic movement. Like, I mean, your fitness levels, we'll get to the style of play, but if it wasn't for that process, it's almost like you maybe you didn't shoot 42% from 27. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think there's an understanding of not taking anything for granted, even to this stage in terms of longevity that I learned then that is carried, you know, to this day, of how I approach, you know, the off season, how you approach the recovery days, how you approach even just priming yourself for a practice. Like, I can't just walk on the court. Like, there's steps you gotta take, you know? I think we gonna hype each other up a lot in this thing, but like walking into the locker room last year, for the Olympic journey, we hadn't played with each other. I'd heard about the work ethic and the sheer volume of time and how he takes care of his body. But when you see somebody on that level, couldn't beat him to the gym in the morning, but it was like the idea there was just an energy of like, we all know this is the stuff that makes you who you are on the court, that's gonna prepare you for the moments when the lights are bright. I don't even think we talked about it. It was just an unspoken, like, this is what you do. And I learned that, you know, early in the process, to know, like, don't take that for granted so that you can be your best self. And it's like, there's no accident when it comes to
for sure
being who you are. So no matter how you learn it, how you get there.
Tell me about, like, as someone that was obsessed with shooting too, you know, needed to be able to shoot at our size, or else, you know, your ceiling is like, Brian, I mean, it made me real quick to be able to shoot the ball, right? What was your approach and your routine, and like, how did it develop and how did it change? Like, you know, as a kid, you just go out and shoot because you love to shoot. And then you're like, oh, Dad says I should practice, and you hear people, you start practicing purposefully. Then, you know what I mean? Then you get to college, how did it go through to, like, now you have this, you're chasing greatness? Like, I've seen you in person, we've worked together, I watch you from afar, like, everything is intentional. Like, tell me about, like, how you approach shooting.
I always tell the kids now, like, nobody should have to tell you to go to the gym, right? Like, as a kid, I was that type of kid. I was blessed to have the opportunity to find a gym wherever. You know, my dad played in the league, so it's not like, you know, the access wasn't there, but it wasn't, he couldn't be the one telling me, you know, it's 8 o'clock, like 7 o'clock, what we doing today? Like, if I'm not the one pushing that, like, start there. And it always became just a joy of, you know, the game and finding ways to, you know, get a little bit better. It sounds real cheesy when you think about it, but the idea of every day, like, I was just exploring, like, trying stuff, you know, never really satisfied with, you know, the level that I was shooting. Even if I had the greatest workout, I'm probably thinking about the couple of misses that I had, and you know, how can I get better that next session? And from there, you just expose yourself to different, you know, thought processes, different, you know, approaches to training. Like, I have my trainers now who I've been with for the last 15 years, but like, I was always curious, you know, coming through of being uncomfortable.
Hear that, kids? Curious, want to learn.
Being uncomfortable, getting in gyms that, you know, kids that were better than me. You know, the workouts where, you know, like, if you're not getting anything out of it, there's that internal voice that's like, I probably coasted today. Like, oh no, I did something, I got something out of this today. And then you start to just do that more and more and more, and the reps start to build up. More specifically though, when I got to the league, I thought I was preparing myself for the NBA journey and the pre-draft workouts and stuff. But I was still at Davidson, still doing like college type workouts. And I caught up this guy, Edon Ravine, who I had met through my agent, and he's like, yo, come out to Baltimore, to Maryland for a couple weeks and let's just work out. And I have this kind of approach to how to get you ready for these workouts, and then for summer league and all that, just a leap of faith, just in terms of am I really going to get somebody? But I was curious, and like I said, I was going to put myself in an arena where I could either learn what to do or what not to do, or what worked or what not worked. And the hardest 2 weeks of my life, where you really had to determine like how bad do you want it? He put me through hell. But to the point of like really earning it, that's where that kind of set me off on the journey. Worked out with CP over that summer leading into my rookie year, really learned what it meant to be a professional. Like I was just around people that knew what they were talking about, and thankfully, kind of pushed me in the right direction.
Yeah, and obviously you didn't know. When we talk about shooting a lot, obviously, you didn't know what you were doing.
No.
But at what point did you realize how transcendent what you were doing on the floor to the masses? When did you figure out, holy shit, Steph, what you're doing on the floor is transcending a whole generation of players? Obviously you didn't know early on, you're just shooting it, you're just out there, doing your thing. But when did it click to you, you started looking around and was like, oh wow, that kid is...
That's a great question.
Because you ruined the game. Like it's destroyed.
Completely destroyed.
When Mark
10
Jackson,
ball, 1 dribble. Yeah, Steph.
When Mark Jackson got back on the telecast after he coached us, and he said it on the telecast, and he was taken out of context of just like, or too strongly in the sense that he was just being funny. Not talking about how watching his kids play in a game. He's like, he's ruining the game. I walk into high school gyms now, and they're just coming across that court.
They're just shooting it.
I'm trying to think of the first moment though. It's like,
because obviously you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it.
When Trae Young came in the league, and that was like the first person who they said was like the next me, even though he's a different player. And I'd known him when he was in high school. Like, that was like the first time you're like, one, I'm getting a little older, but these kids that are watching you, who are now emulating their game after the way that you play, or like there's now expectations on said person to be you or play like you. That might be the first time I thought about it. I really experienced like what the impact was. Yeah. But I got that "you ruined the game" question all the time after Mark said it, and it's, now it's kind of tongue in cheek just because you understand there is an influence, and now it's about how can you allow kids to hear the story about the entire journey and not just the finished product.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
That might have been the first time I actually thought about it though, because he was a kid that came to one of our games. Got to talk to him. Next thing you know, he's getting drafted, and it's like, oh, he's in that. I'm like, well, no, he's his own player. Like,
well, I mean, what Mark didn't realize that he ruined the league too. Now everyone shoots threes now. Everyone. 63's a game, 53's a game. Like,
it's all me.
Yeah, it's all Steph. It's all Steph.
You were the first. I think you jumped. It was I think it was maybe Stevie Kerr's first year. You jumped 200 threes attempted from one season to the next. 200 threes attempted, and then the league followed. Then Dame and Klay and now it's like it's not uncommon for like 3-4 guys on your roster to shoot hundreds of threes this season.
Shot quality is still jury's still out on where the league is, but Bob Meyer was the first one who told me like, yo, you should shoot 15 threes a game. I was like, wait, what? Like,
really?
Like, you know how hard it is to get to get 12 good looks up? Like, but he was one that was like, why not? The math says 15 threes for you is great. Like, the whole deal. So you start thinking about it, but the game is morphed. Crazy.
But what was it? Was it that conversation? Was it Stevie Kerr? Like, what was the impetus behind taking a 200
The way that we created shots was a big part of it. The offense that he instilled, where it was a less, traditional pick and roll, less pick on game,
movement,
more
pinch
movement,
post to pass,
all that stuff.
Split
Where
game.
you're creating. The concept of all 15 threes, cool, but they're not all created equal in terms of game pressure, the rhythm and flow of how is it one pass shot, is it the ball's changed side 3 times, then you're coming off and you moved, touched it, got back, relocated. That's a different shot percentage-wise than the exact same shot from the exact same spot on the floor in a different context. So we started to understand that a little bit, and it just catered to my natural style of seeing the game, like to the point of your influence, Reggie, the way that I could get it both ways on the ball and off the ball. So as crazy as 200 extra threes in the season sounded, it didn't
feel natural.
Like exactly.
Felt like a normal evolution.
100%.
So let's talk about this offense, right? Because you come into it's a pick and roll league, and you're a primary ball handler in profile. You have the handle, you can shoot off the dribble. Yes, you played the 2 in college, but everyone's like, obviously he has a skill set. Did you feel uncomfortable at all in pick and roll, or were you just like, or was it Steve, or was it both of you? How did it come to like, hey, we're just not going to run a million pick and rolls when the time came?
It was just conversations. Like I was comfortable with all the different options. Granted, as a ball handler, like your natural tendency is want to be able to make the decisions, like be able to one reading the floor, seeing where the defense is, kind of dictating possessions. But when he came in, and we all know Steve, the way he communicates and the way he kind of approached the job, we were almost a 50-win team when he came in. I was built on a great defensive presence with the guys that we had. He's like, I just want to make a couple tweaks to the way that we're creating shots, and he has the Popovich influence, and he had always referenced Atlanta with Coach Bud when he was down there. And like they were in like the second and third year of trying to implement this kind of style and leveraging everybody on the floor as a threat offensively. He's like, I just want to help make those subtle tweaks. So once we got into training camp, he showed a clip of I can't remember the soccer club, but
Barcelona,
Tiki-taka, right? Yeah. And he was talking about that as a philosophy of how we're going to create shots, how we're going to keep things simple. Make the defense have to make a million decisions in a possession so that you can then find the right shot. And
illuminating the Spurs 0.5 stuff when they're like,
offense.
Make a decision at 0.5.
And so once we got in training camp, it took a minute to be comfortable with not calling a play and just letting the ball kind of dictate where you're supposed to be. I love off-ball screens, which as a shooter and a scorer, Coach McKillop at Davidson taught me, you help somebody, you help yourself. And it was a concept of, if I can set a screen and you're guarding me and your goal is to keep the ball out of my hands, you got to make a decision now. Like, you gonna call the switch, or you gonna stay body tight.
Yeah, my guy gonna be open.
So like sacrificing your body to be able to set screens was a big deal. And that helped kind of optimize Coach Kerr's kind of philosophy, because I was involved in pretty much everything, whether it's on ball or off ball. And then from there, you just work on the shots that you're going to get, and that's the entire team. And so, to the point, out of all of that, I wasn't like I was coming in and saying I have to hit this number of three-point attempts to, maximize what I was doing. It was just, that's how it kind of naturally happened.
It's fascinating to me because, like, the league is so pick and roll heavy for someone with your skill set and your willingness to move so much. That's probably what prevents other teams from playing that style more than anything, is someone's willingness to move, to set screens, to be the sacrificial lamb. There's a great stat, I watched a video the other day. Over a certain period of time in your career, your team's rim attempts when you're on the floor are 45% of your shots. That's not from you diming someone at the rim. That's from your movement, chaos. When you're off the floor, it's still pretty high, but it's down to 27%. That's pretty, so your influence is 18 percentage points on rim attempts, and that's not from you. That's just people's respect for your gravity, the game plan of, do we switch, do we bump, do we show, like you staying at home, like you talked about screening, they don't want to leave your body. The decisions, we got some clips to pull up here of the finals.
He's most dangerous.
I love
doesn't have the
ball.
People,
You said that in that clip.
oh, he is, as a competitor and as a dear friend now, having guys not truly understand what that means when you're competing against a guy like that, it grinds you in the head. Because it's a natural reaction. It's a natural reaction. The most dangerous guy gives the ball up. The first thing you do is, I did a great job.
Right.
He is most dangerous when he gives the ball up. And like you just said, that stat right there is really a byproduct of that. 45% of rim attempts when he's on the floor. That means when he's giving the ball up and he's moving and everybody is doing like this to Steph, slip happens. Draymond layup, Iguodala lob, guys, Gary Payton III dunk. Like, because of that vibration, it's funny to say the ball has energy. Also player movement has energy as well. And certain guys, like you go back, like you said, Reggie, having energy, himself having energy. Guys are just moving and flowing. And it's a beautiful thing. It's not beautiful when you're playing against him.
It's impossible.
It hurts.
It's impossible.
But as a competitor and someone who kind of like thinks the game as well, it's like, wow, you can appreciate that shit. That shit is like, it's
those possessions where like you've been on the sideline as a coach, like when you start clapping, no matter if the shot went in or not, because you know that the possession was just
absolutely.
Those are my favorite like moments when you're watching film. It's like that's just basketball at its best.
Yeah.
And be a part of like executing those type of possessions. Those are my favorite. That's when you don't matter who score. Everybody hype. Everybody.
Operation successful. Patient dies.
Exactly.
It didn't go in, but that was
beautiful. Everybody clapping.
Operation successful. Patient dies. That's hilarious. That's like a classic quote right there.
The American Express Platinum Card is now better than ever, with updated benefits to help you unlock unforgettable experiences. You can access the largest global airport lounge network and global hotel program with a suite of benefits as compared to other credit card programs. Plus, with the dining benefits at over 10,000 US Resi restaurants and exclusive access to unique experiences worldwide, Platinum membership means you can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. There's nothing like landing a table at one of the hottest restaurants, and when you enroll with Amex Platinum, you get up to $100 back each quarter on eligible Resi purchases at participating Resi restaurants. It's actually changed how I dine out completely. Instead of playing it safe with my usual filet mignon, I'll go for something more adventurous, like Japanese tasting menus or Mediterranean food. Those credits make trying new things feel effortless. And honestly, some of my favorite dining experiences lately have come from just saying yes to whatever the chef recommends. When you're getting those credits back each quarter, you can really lean into the full experience, from appetizers straight through to dessert. With an array of premium travel, dining, and entertainment benefits, all backed by American Express's award-winning service, Platinum membership brings experiences to a whole new level. It's true what they say, there's nothing like Platinum. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/withplatinum. And now over to our director, Jason, for a word from another one of our partners.
Thank you to our partner, DraftKings. NBA fans, the season's heating up. We're just a couple weeks into the action, and it already feels like we're in mid-season form. The rookies are making noise, stars are setting the tone, and every night brings something exciting. And we've teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can bet on the stars. Right now, all new customers who bet $5 get 3 months of NBA League Pass complimentary of DraftKings, and get $300 if your bet wins paid in bonus bets when you sign up using code MIND. Stay in on the action and use your $300 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at even bigger payouts. DraftKings Sportsbook delivers the unmatched intensity of hoops right to your fingertips. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on star player props and in-progress games right as they happen. Get in on the action now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code MIND to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Plus, 3 months of League Pass. The crown is yours.
let's take a look at some of these clips of you guys playing each other. So,
By the way, I haven't seen these clips. It's cool.
I bet in our psychosis we could probably go back to each of these moments.
Boom.
right. So like, just first of all, the post to pass. I think it's important for like the casual fan to understand why is a post to pass interesting? Because like you guys, you're not saying let's go to Festus here.
No.
You know, what happens is I'll start and let you guys talk about it.
Yeah.
When you throw the ball in the post, now you've disoriented the defense's vision, right? Instead of everything being in front of them, you're supposed to see man and ball. You almost, it's impossible.
Well, I mean, you say it's the same thing as what the Bulls was doing in the 90s when they would throw the ball into Luke Longley at times. And now the other actions start happening. Chicago screen, pinch post. MJ can come off of it. Scotty can come off. It's the same kind of concept what they were doing. It was just called the triangle. You know, so like you said, as soon as the ball go into the post, now
Action starts.
action begins, and it's like it's controlled chaos.
Yeah.
But those guys know exactly what's going on. But we're just trying to get the chain to move on the defense. You know, and it's when you have threats, you know, on the floor at all times, it can disorient a defense, which you would show the first clip of me having a fuck up.
Well,
Is that you guys, Draymond?
You got a few of them.
Yeah.
I was about to say, this is the happiest I've ever been watching this game, by the way. So we the biggest smile on my
But
face.
we throw it in the post here. Draymond goes to set a split screen.
Yeah.
So Tristan Thompson's probably not supposed to be guarding.
But see, also, this is another piece of it. I can't. So there's 6 seconds on the shot clock, and the reason he's guarding me is probably because something happened.
Switch late ball screen under 8 seconds.
Offensive
maybe,
rebound, something
offensive
happens.
something,
And that's part of the ball and body movement where you
Right.
can, again, make the defense have to make multiple decisions to where now, all right, Tristan's guarding me. He's not used to being in a guard spot, which
Let's keep
is
playing.
part of our
And that's one of
advantage.
the conversations we had previously about fives guarding pick and rolls.
Yeah.
You know, instead of going one-on-one all the time against the five, throw it, chase it, and let's see what he do. Smoke screen out of it, smoke screen out of it. I don't even set the screen. They're not used to guarding pick and roll, so let's see what they do. So now having our 5 man who can move his feet. Obviously, he was very well equipped to move his feet. But can he get into pinch post action? That's different, you know.
And he does a good job. He gets into the body.
Yeah.
You know, I think LeBron's trying to play center field here because Draymond, and he's, you know, so what happens though? Come off a hard cut, he sets a screen, and you're so fearful of daylight.
It's my favorite moment that Tristan has to decide, I think I can get through this.
And what else is tricky for people is that if Tristan runs into the screen or under the screen the way he should on a switch, there's too much daylight for you there. So he has to show you to LeBron.
If they're not on the same page, because to their point, if that happened on this possession, Bron read it where you're gonna try to jump that pass to take it away and make another decision. But one person on a different station, it's a wrap.
That's it. And this is the byproduct of it.
So there's the rim attempt, right? And so that's all just out of gravity, fear, game plan busting, movement, and playing post to pass. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is just random basketball right now, right? You come down, you know, people are finding spots, we're gonna move it, you get off the ball, which
most people I've seen inside the 3-point line in 7 years.
It's been a while, right? It's been a while. Just go back 5, 6 more
Oh
years.
my God, 9 guys are inside the 3-point line.
This is unbelievable.
Dre's the only person outside the 3-point line right now. Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Okay, but you don't stop playing. So what are the principles here? I'm just gonna move. Someone knows they're supposed to pin in, or you're gonna screen and someone's gonna clean it up.
Yeah. So like when you come, so that's when a guard goes underneath head underneath the basket. If you're guarding that person, obviously the antenna's up, coming out whichever side. If Shump is trying to stay attached, but I've been moving the whole possession, so unless he's kind of bear hugging, which happens at times, I'm at the advantage because now he's chasing. I'm trying to decide, and to the point where we've been doing a bunch of action where now Bron's trying to decide at what point am I jumping out. I've already guarded 2 actions before, and it's just good timing. And Dre was an unbelievable asset in that sense because it didn't matter. We had 4 ball handlers on the court right now that could make that play, right? Sean could have made it, Draymond could have made it, Andre could have made it. I could have made it if somebody else is in the action. So like that obviously helps. Dre's under control. He knows like something's about to happen. Somebody's about to be.
And that is like one of the things in our league too. Like sometimes that's what makes certain guys like Dre, Iguodala, Rondo, Draymond. It makes some of their superpowers actually work for them as well, because if you can see right now, we're not pressuring Dre. We're trying to read his eyes, see where he's throwing the ball, and then maybe stunt to the direction of the pass. But also what the flip side is that he can see everything because there's no pressure. Same thing with Rondo. Imagine Rondo up there with Paul and Ray coming off floppy screens, KG and Perk setting the pin downs, and Rondo just up there just like, because no one wants to pressure him.
Right.
Yeah.
They're afraid to pressure him because he's fast, but also they say, okay, well, you can't shoot as well, but his superpower is you not pressuring him. So he can just...
You're giving him time and vision.
He can see it all, So I don't know if we were in if Steph's underneath and he comes out, we're switching.
Well, I would say
you're in
this.
something because
I'm in something. But he gets locked in sometimes.
That's part of it.
It's part of it too.
The first part about this is it's random. So you're not always certain.
Steph gave the ball up on the left wing and threw it to Dre, and now it ended up down here.
And did his possum thing.
Yeah. What's going on? What am I doing?
Popcorn at halftime? I don't know. I feel like maybe something sweet.
Yeah.
And then boom. So when he starts to sprint here, head under the basket, playing possum, he sprints. Shump now is in emergency mode because he cannot be, this is too much daylight.
There's never a time he's going to point switch him out. So it's or point switch me out. That's
exactly.
Tough.
And so he's on his bike. Now, when you're sprinting that fast to close, it's hard now to read and react.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard to read and react. And so LeBron really should be on the high side here.
Correct.
But he probably feels, if I get on the high side and he fades and we switch, I'm in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
So you're thinking, let me bias my body towards Steph.
And point. You almost passed me off,
yeah. Just certain players in our league, there's just certain guys over the course of the history of the game, no matter what you do, they still have an advantage.
Yeah.
And that's what makes
him great.
That's what makes greats great.
That's what makes him great. That's a great point. You have something?
No.
I want to. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to ask you about him in a second.
No. It's about the guest. We got the guest on, Steve.
No. You guys battled it out in the 4 straight finals. Yeah. This is important history of the game stuff. Thanks for watching Mind the Game. New episodes drop every other Tuesday. Remember to like, subscribe, or follow wherever you're watching.